What's up, y'all? It's your girl Tiana Divinergy back in the building with another video. I hope that you guys have been doing amazing. I know that I have been very sporadic when it comes to my YouTube, but I have been really tired, like really chill. Like I'm still kind of in winter mode and like getting out of that like hibernation vibe. But outside of that, y'all, no, I don't have cancer. This was voluntary. I did this on purpose. I was just tired of the hair maintenance. I'm gonna be honest with you, but that is not why we are here to do this video. I have been wanting to do a video using tarot to explain relationships and relationship dynamics for at least 2 years now. So I decided to take it upon myself this year on Valentine's Day to do that. Now, even though I'm recording this video on Valentine's Day, it is timeless. So please save this video and come back to it and use it to refer to yourself or somebody that you might be dealing with to kind of help you navigate you all's dynamic and see if it is a healthy dynamic or a dynamic that like will work for you. Because all of this is subjective and all relationships can work if two people are willing to do the work and they're willing to meet halfway with one another. So by no means is this a end all be all, but you're gonna want to stick around. So if you haven't by now, come to my channel. This is your first time, you're new here, hey boo hey. For those of you that are back for another spin around the block, what it do, what it be, what it is, gang, welcome back. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this video. So we are going to be using the court cards in tarot to explain relationships and specifically the types of people that you can end up in relationships with, as well as what happens within relationship hierarchy. Because the thing is, if you are a page, you do not, one, have any business trying to approach or go after a high priestess, because you see how many levels. Okay, we're gonna get into all of that. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, y'all, so when it comes to the court cards in tarot, there are, how I like to see it is there are like 5 different levels. Okay, well there's 6 technically. So at the bottom of the totem pole, the newbies to the dating pool, the babies of the zodiac, you know, the people that are very inexperienced when it comes to knowing themselves and being in a relationship would be the people that are pages. Now, pages, and I'll explain each of these people further, as well as each of the pages in a court, in the suit, in just a second, but I want to just go over the hierarchy first. So the first level is your pages. And the second level would be your knights. Now, your knights have a little bit more experience than your pages. They are very action oriented. Even the Knight of Pentacles, even though the Knight of Pentacles moves a little bit slower than the rest of the knights, he is still a knight. So these are the people that are very action oriented. They are going to come after you if they want you, if they see you, or they're going to find a calculated way to kind of like end up in your vibration, if you will. So after your knights, we have your kings and we have your queens. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. I was like, pages, knights, am I missing something? Well, technically, okay. Technically, you have your pages, your knights, your queens, and your kings. But I like to lump the kings and the queens together because they are one and the same. It's just the masculine version versus the feminine version, and they both still carry somewhat of the same energy. But I will say that kings are supposed to be a level above queens because they are the level of mastery. So it is somebody that has that self-mastery. They, whether that be their emotions, their intellect, their business acumen, they have gotten to the peak if you will, of their 3D dimensional growth, or at least they are much farther along than the pages and the knights are. So with your queens and your kings, this is where you're starting to get into that level of like mastery. You could say that knights are kind of at that intermediate level. Okay, so you have your beginner, your intermediate, and advanced. If you move up to the emperor and the empress, which is the next level above the kings and the queens, that would be like your proficient level, if you will. Those are the people that have a good amount of experience with relationships. They have done a lot of healing, they've done a lot of self work, they're very self aware. They may have a certain level of consciousness that a king or a queen might not have, because the king and the queen doesn't necessarily have to do that spiritual work, or that work on themselves to be successful. There are plenty of people that are at the queen and king level that have not done the inner work to get to the emperor empress level, which is being a boss, like being a mogul, like somebody that understands the matrix and how it works, and they know how to manipulate it, and they are able to make things work in their favor, you know. Now, on both sides of the fence, that can go into a sense of, you know, dictatorship type tyranny for the emperor, and that can go into a very like bitchy, think of very entitled sense of worth and desire and all of those things on the emperor's side if it goes in the wrong way. Now, the last and finest and highest level would be your high priestess and your hierophant. So, with the high priestess and your hierophant, these are the people that are like your healers that are educating and teaching other people. So they may be priests and priestesses, they may be shamans, they may be any form of a healer that has now gotten to the point of mastery to where they can reach down and help a community, help a tribe, help a collective with their spiritual ascension. So these are the type of people that you have to be very careful with going after these people, because baby, if you try and go after a high priestess or a hierophant and you are not ready, they will break you. Like, they will force you to look so far past a relationship dynamic that you will not be the same person that you were before you met that person, because they are mind expanders, they are aura, vibration, energy expanders. And so, baby, you really want to be careful when you come into contact with these people, okay? Because they are not for the weak. That's all I'm gonna say about that. They're not for the weak. And don't worry, I'm going to show you all of them. So let's just go ahead and get into each of the suits as we get our video progressing. So you have, as I said, at the bottom, you have your pages. Now, there's 4 suits in, or 4 cards in each suit when it comes to each level, because each of the cards within a tarot deck in the suit level is associated with zodiac signs. So you have your fire signs, your earth signs, your water signs, and your air signs, all represented by wands, swords, cups, and pentacles. Now, you have your page of cups, which this is for your water signs. You have your page of pentacles. This is for your earth signs. You have your page of swords. This is for your air signs. And last but never ever least, of course, we have the page of wands, who is representing our fire signs. Now, let's get into each of these types of pages on an individual level. So pages are the babies of the level of hierarchy. Remember, they are, think of them as the apprentices. they're just getting their feet wet. They are very excited. They're very curious. They're very playful. They're very fun. But they also tend to be the most immature, and that is on a multitude of levels: emotionally, socially, financially, spiritually, etc., etc. Now, your Page of Cups is going to be that hopeless romantic. They are going to be the dreamer. Think of them like the artist, okay? Like they feel things on, like, that they want to be in love. A Page of Cups is the dreamer that thinks that anything is possible. And as long as they are true to themselves and they keep themselves open, then they are going to get whoever it is that they want. The Page of Cups and the pages in general are very, like, overly confident in their ability to be able to be with anybody that they want, but also to have the skill sets that are needed to keep this person satisfied and keep them in their orbit, in their vortex, right? So, a Page of Cups, water signs, this is somebody that is going to be potentially more emotionally volatile. They know how to express the range of their emotions because they're a water sign. They have familiarity with being in the depths of their emotions, but they haven't necessarily mastered how to control their reactions, how to explain what it is that they're feeling, right? So, if you find yourself in the vibration of a Page of Cups, just understand that um, they are going to be a great motivator. They're going to be somebody that tries their best to pour into you with what they have. Okay, now you are this little fish in the cup to them, and they are like, I've got this. I'm going to, like, pour into this fish, and I'm going to pour into their dreams, and I'm going to carry them to where they need to go. And so these people can also be somewhat codependent because they haven't developed that sense of self yet. And this goes for all pages, I believe. They haven't developed that firm sense of self, that sense of self-worth. And so they like to attach themselves to powerful people because it makes them, gives them that convoluted sense of power, authority, sense of validation, etc. Now, with the Page of Cups and, the pages and knights in general, cups wise being the, like, lover boys of the zodiac, if you will, he is going to do nice things for you. Like, he will do his best if he thinks that he's supposed to buy you flowers because that's what you do in a relationship, then he's going to do that. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of trial and error with the pages, just know that. But you will get treated better with the Page of Cups over the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is the explorer. They are the person that is in their head, and they are the kind of like the researcher. They are searching for answers. They are wanting to know more about the world around them. And so they are always going to be searching for answers and looking for you to provide some of those answers for them. So, as the Page of Swords, they are very curious. They like having intellectual conversation until it gets to a depth that is uncomfortable for them, and then they will tend to drop back into their immaturity because they are a page, right? So you do have to have a certain level of patience with pages in general because they are so new to themselves and dating that they are going to make a lot of mistakes. Okay, now Page of Swords is also going to be a little less in touch with their emotional field and the depth of their emotions because they spend so much time in their mind. Remember, they're an air sign. Air signs are not known for being super emotional and being in touch with their emotions and expressing their emotions, okay? But they're very fun and You know, if you think of a Gemini or you think of an Aquarius, like they're fun, they keep you engaged, they keep you laughing, but when they do not want to deal with the situation or they do not want to handle a situation, maybe they disappear. Okay. That is for all air signs. Okay. But Geminis and Aquariuses in particular, especially in Aquarius, they are known for disappearing and going on about their business. But that doesn't mean that they don't care about you, that they don't love you any less. They just don't know how to handle emotional turmoil. They don't do well with that. So don't expect a page to be able to comfort you and bring you back to a state of equilibrium if you guys have a fight or an argument. Like they're just going to disappear and then they'll come back like nothing happened and just be like, hey, so what's for dinner tonight? Where are you trying to go? Okay. So understand when you're dealing with a page of swords, he's going to keep you on your toes. He or she is going to keep you on your toes as far as like their intellect is concerned because they are very curious. But they will tend to get flustered and frustrated with things that they don't know because they don't like to be seen as dumb. That is one thing about a page of swords. Like, that is why they're always researching. That is why they're always like diving deep into whatever their field of interest is because they feel like they have to know everything about everything so that when you come to them, they can have an answer that makes logical, analytical sense, right? So understand that that's what you're dealing with whenever you are dealing with a page of swords, okay? Now, let's talk about the Page of Pentacles, which is a part of our earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So even with the Page of Pentacles being a page, they are still more sensible and a little bit more responsible and grounded than, say, your Page of Wands, your Page of Cups. They are the ones that are working towards building their foundation for financial stability and security. Remember that Pentacles deal with material world. They deal with your career. They deal with your social, not necessarily your social status, but your status within your peer group as far as business is concerned. They are very business focused. So this is somebody that like you may meet at a networking conference that is like new to the field and they're excited about, you know, getting deeper into and more established in their career. They will tend to also be a lot more emotionally unavailable than, say, your Page of Wands or your Page of Cups is, because earth signs are known for, depending on the sign, being a lot more stubborn, being a lot more rigid, being a lot more like, this is the rule and this is what it is, so this is what it's going to be, and if you're not going to vibrate within that, then I can't deal with you, period. Like, I can't fuck with you. So really, this is the person that is on the way to getting their big bag, baby. Okay, so it is okay if you are like at the night level to deal with a page that is a Page of Pentacles, because they are focused on going to hopefully potentially provide you with stability and safety and security and material things, because that's also what makes them feel safe and that's what helps them be their best self. So Page of Pentacles are also going to be the ones that have good lucrative ideas that they are starting to put the pieces in play for, as far as like a plan is concerned. So they are planners, okay? So baby, you already know a Virgo got that itinerary on lock, okay? And if you fuck with that itinerary, y'all are beefing. We don't know how long for, because you know, like, Virgos are not, they're not very forgiving. Neither are Capricorns, neither are Tauruses, but they will always make sure that they, to the best of their ability, they're going to make sure that things are taken care of to be able to start setting that solid foundation for you. So if you're looking for somebody that is going to build a legacy for you, Page of Pentacles is a decent place to start, you know, as long as you can deal with them working those long hours. They're like the entrepreneur. They're like the budding entrepreneur. Like, this is like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates in the motherfucking garage, okay, before they became the King of Pentacles. So if you can deal with that and you can rock with that, just know you can be taken care of. Like, they gonna hold it down, okay? They gonna pay all the bills, baby. Okay. Even baby pentacles, like page of pentacles, want to be the providers. Okay, they want to take care of you, they want to take care of their families, they want to make sure everybody around them is good. So a page is still going to have that energy, but they're not necessarily going to have the stability to be able to really keep that in place consistently. Okay, so that is your page of pentacles, everybody. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have the page of wands, our fire signs, our Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Now, the page of wands, and this is how I feel about all of the wand court cards in general, is that they are going to be the most fun. So they are the one that is the most passionate. They are the one that is ready to get up, go out, and go make the thing happen. Remember, wands are all about ideas and social status and like friendship and, you know, pushing your passions and your dreams forward. They're the most action oriented of all of the court cards. Wands, if they're showing up, they are going to put some fire and they're going to stoke and, you know, get that flame going. So for a page of wands, they are going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have a lot of energy, but they are also going to be hot-headed. Okay, so they can be a little bit more on the immature side as far as when things don't go their way. It's temper tantrum, it's, you know, fuck everybody, it's you know, cutting people off. Like, fire signs are very good about like moving the fuck on. Okay, as a Leo with a Sag moon and rising, baby, if something is not working for me, you got to cut it. Okay, like, I am cutting it, I am moving on, and we are looking at the next day, and we're just like, okay, what's next? So they have a tendency to be very fun, but they can be very like all over the place because fire is a very like fast energy moving type of energy. So they do have a tendency to like choose when they're going to be present and when they're not. Like, most of the time fire signs are in the future. Okay, so they're not worried about setting no this is not the person that you want to build no foundation with. This is not the person that is focused on safety, security, stability. Baby, a fire sign, especially a page of wands, is living in the moment. Okay, they're not focused on the moment. Like, they're still thinking ahead to like, what am I gonna eat tomorrow? But if, you know, they're in the moment, like if it's a party or it's like some social gathering going on, they're gonna be the person that everybody knows, whether they want to be known or not. It's just the nature of their energy. So understand that about wands. Most of the time, fire signs are not looking to be the life of the party. Their energy is like a flame. It just draws people into them naturally, and the page of wands is no different. Okay, if anything, they are the budding actor or entertainer, and so, you know, they gonna struggle for a little bit. Okay, baby, a page of wands gonna struggle for a little bit because they're trying to find themselves. They're doing so many things to try and find themselves and, you know, see what works for them, see what doesn't. And I'm not gonna lie, they can take a long time to grow up. Okay, it can take a page of wands a long time to become the king of wands. And even when they become the king of wands, especially if they are Leo, especially a masculine Leo, they are still going to be very egotistical. They're still going to be very cocky, very arrogant. They're still going to need you to stroke their ego. They're going to have a lot of pride. But you still gonna have a good ass time. Baby, they are the king of networking, okay? And so they become like the plug. So also think of the page of wands as like the baby party promoter, you know, like they're the person that like people don't really know them yet, but they have the personality and the vibe to where like they magnetically draw people to them. So they are building and can build a very large, extensive network of resources. So this is the resourceful one, okay? So page of wands is just getting their resources started, and they're going to be the person to add some spark and fun, spark, no pun intended, into your life if that's what you're looking for, okay? So that is the wands. So now let's move on to the Knights, okay? So, and let me get them in order that I did. Okay. So, for the Knights, remember, they are the cards of action. They have a little bit more maturity, they have a little bit more stability, they have been through some things as far as relationships are concerned, so they have a little bit more emotional depth and maturity, but they are still closer to the pages than they are to the kings and the queens. Okay, so understand you're still going to be dealing with some insecurities within the Knight group. Okay, so let's talk about the Knight of Cups, because everybody knows that when the Knight of Cups shows up in a reading, you already know somebody is watching you. Like, the Knight of Cups is the person that is a hopeless romantic, but they're not shy about coming to express their love, and they kind of can go about it in like cute little ways. Like, they might be the person that sends flowers, to your job, because and as a secret admirer too. So this is like a love offer within tarot. Whenever you're doing a spread, when the Knight of Cups shows up, it's always, oh shit, girl, like somebody, you got a secret admirer somewhere, like somebody want to take you out. Okay, so they like to wine, they like to dine, they're very just romantic. They are, and yeah, like I said, the lover boy. They're the one that, especially being a cup, they are going to want to have those deeper conversations with you than maybe a page of cups is, even though pages also will kind of want that emotional depth. They're also going to be the one that wants to pour into you in a way that is nurturing, and really, like, they want to vibe with your soul. You know what I mean? So if with the Knights, though, they also, the Knight of Cups can tend to be a hopeless romantic, so where, like, baby, they just looking to pour into anybody. Okay, they're not specific. They just want love. Okay, so this is the person that can have a tendency to get into codependency, enmeshment, entanglements. Okay, it's having a Jada and August and Will moment. It's giving entanglements. Okay, and they're okay with it. That's the thing about a Knight of Cups, is they are the kind of people that would be okay with potentially being in an open relationship, because maybe it's something they've never tried before, and they're like, okay, well, if I can get more love this way, cool, let me just try it, let me just see what happens. But they could also be on the more possessive side, especially if you're in your Knight of Cups in reverse energy. These people have a hard time with letting go. Okay, so these are the people that, like, you want to take your time with dating, because you really need to discern where they are in their own journey, because you don't want to end up in no fatal attraction, sis. Okay, because again, Knights are about action, and even if the action isn't warranted, they're still gonna, like, they still gonna press you, they still gonna try. Okay, so understand that with a Knight of Cups, like, do not show no interest in this man if you are not interested in him, period, because he is going to take that shit all the way, and he's going to ride off into the sunset, and he's going to put you on that horse with him whether you want to go or not. So you better be sure when this Knight offers you this cup that you're ready to go, because they still don't tend to take rejection very well. And so you have to be careful with them, because you don't want to play with a Knight of Cups heart. Okay, because then that's when we get into the King of Cups in the reverse, which is emotional manipulation and narcissism and gaslighting and all of that fun stuff. So the Knight of Cups can be very romantical, but just be careful, because they still don't handle rejection well, and you don't want those problems, sis. I'm just telling you, you don't. Okay. Moving on. Ooh. Let's move on to the Knight of Swords. So again, the Knight of Swords is going to be very smart. He's the kind of person that if you're a sapiosexual, he's going to be able to go toe to toe with you, and he's going to know a few things that, you know, make you attracted to him, because like I said, he's past that stage of the page where he doesn't know a lot. Like, he's just starting to get more information and, like, you know, really build up his brain power. The Knight of Swords, I would like to think of as like a entry level software engineer or something like that, you know? Like, he's gonna be the person that and they it probably potentially could be a little social awkward, okay, because he's been, you know, working on his career path. He's not, you know, he's like, he's smart, you know, he's probably like at chess tournaments or something. Like, he ain't been focused on love. That's one thing about like the Knight of Swords, is like he's very action oriented towards building up his database of knowledge. And you know, he could be somebody that's into philosophy, because, you know, philosophy is a very expansive field of study. So, but yeah, it's definitely giving like baby software IT engineer. Like, he can fix your cable, okay? If you got a problem with your phone, homeboy could take care of it, okay? But with that being said, the Knight of Swords is very sharp tongued. So they are not going to be thinking about your feelings. If you guys get into an argument, they are going to bring that sword, baby. And they are going to try and cut you where it hurts, okay? They are, you know, they are a little hot-headed too, you know. They don't think before they speak yet. They haven't necessarily mastered the idea of listening to respond versus listening to understand. They're still more on the responsive side. And they do have a little bit of an ego. So if you try them, and they're jokesters. So, you know, if you try them and if you don't like banter, being with a Knight of Swords isn't going to be for you. Like, they are witty, they're quick on their toes. And if you are not quick and witty and you don't like being joked with in that way, then do not get with a Knight of Swords, okay? Because they are going to have those jokes. They are going to expect you to be able to return them. And to them, that is fun and romantic and sexy, okay? So if you don't like satirical, dry ass humor, don't get with it with a Knight of Swords. Like, if you don't like holy grail satirical type of comedy, like dry ass humor, like Big Bang Theory, or yeah, I think Big Bang Theory is a good Third Rock from the Sun. I'm not gonna lie, I did like Third Rock from the Sun, but it's just that's the way that their mind thinks, and that's what they think is cute and flirting, and things like that. So, you know, just understand that if you're a sapiosexual, then you'll have some fun with the Knight of Swords, but it could turn to be very just competitive with this person, because again, they're witty, they like to banter, and if you are not up for that task, then put them back. Okay, leave them where they're at and let them go find a fire sign or somebody else that can deal with that, or another fellow, you know, air sign, okay? But that is the Knight of Swords for you. Now, next we have the Knight of Pentacles, and everybody loves when the Knight of Pentacles shows up in a tarot spread, because this is the person with a solid offer. He's a lot more solid, he's a lot more cautious, he's a lot more calculated than the other knights, okay? Even though he's still moving towards you, his horse moves a lot slower, okay? Maybe his horse is grazing, okay, as he's moving towards you. So this is somebody that, you know, they might be shy about asking you out, but they may have been contemplating or wanting to ask you out for a while. Remember, earth signs are calculated, they are always planning. So, you know, this could be somebody that you meet at your job. It could be somebody that you work together on a project. It could be somebody that you meet through a work colleague or something like that. But this is definitely going to be the person that like is still invested in their career and invested in setting that solid foundation. So they're not going to be outside, baby. You're not going to find a Knight of Pentacles outside. They're not gonna be outside like that. If they are, they're at the grocery store, okay? Or they're like running errands or something. They're not like actively searching and looking for a romantic partner necessarily. You know, depending on the phase that they're in. With a Knight, again, maybe they're just getting into the dating pool, they're feeling things out. They'll tend to be the ones that take longer to get into a relationship. Um, may take longer to pin them down or to have them commit to you, just because they want to make sure that like the relationship is a solid one before they give you this pinnacle. Okay. And the thing about this is they probably got more pinnacles than this is. I'm just saying, a Knight of Pentacles, he a pinnacle for a reason, okay? So yes, he's carrying that Page of Pentacle over to you, but eventually he's gonna have a multitude of pentacles because he's on his way to becoming the King of Pentacles, right? So think of the Knight of Pentacles as an investment. He is an investment, okay? So you know, depending on if you, again, you can deal with the emotional unavailability, like they're not very romantic, like they not gonna make an effort to really plan things because like that's just not earth sign energy. Unless they really really are into you, and they like you, and you know they see that you're worth the effort. They're always calculating, are you worth the effort or not? Yeah, they might drop a bag, but only if you're worth it and you've put in some work to earn their trust. Okay. So understand, Knight of Pentacles can be very good partners, but it takes longer to get them to be comfortable and feel safe enough to commit and to be in a relationship. But once you are, baby, they're gonna take care of you, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. They gonna take care of you. Water signs will, depending on the water sign, they will take care of you too. Fire signs, Knight of Wands. Let's get to the Knight of Wands, y'all. Okay, so a Knight of Wands is gonna be like your whirlwind romance. Okay, like they're gonna be the person that really like tries to them, and the Knight of Cups are really going to try and like sweep you off your feet. You're going to go on a lot of dates. You're going to have the most fun that you've ever had on a date with, you know, a Knight of Wands, because they are so spontaneous and they like to enjoy life, and they are not going to be, they're not the Knight of Pentacles, okay? So they're not going to be worried about their budget when it comes to a date. Baby, they gonna blow the fire sign, the Knight of Wands going, he don't mind breaking the bank, because he's not, remember, he's living in the moment, okay? He might be thinking about the future, but he's not thinking of planning for the future. He's just like wondering what's going to happen. So he's, again, still not going to be in a very stable state, as far as his finances are concerned, but you will go on fun dates with the Knight of Wands, okay? He will allow you to talk about your dreams until you are blue in the face. He's going to cheer you on. Like, the Knight of Wands is a good cheerleader, okay? They believe in you more than you believe in yourself, okay? So the Knight of Wands is definitely somebody that is going to pour into you emotionally, is going to give you some of the best sex of your life. Wands are good for that, okay? Like, the Wands got it on lock. Them and potentially the water signs as well have sex, but fire signs take the cake as far as that's concerned. I think it's just because they naturally have that flame burning within them that, you know, the realm of sexuality, sensuality comes easier to them because people are always flirting with them anyway. That is one thing about the Knight of Wands, is they a little flirty. Okay, so understand, like, you might not be the only one messing with a Knight of Wands. Okay, they are very charming. You know, Wands in general, they're very charismatic, and he has not mastered that idea of you know, not flirting because he has this person that he cares about. He's still kind of like party boy phase. So Knight of Wands is still kind of in his like hoe phase, if you will, a little bit. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, they still some hoes. Okay, so just know that if you're dealing with a Knight of Wands, uh they may say that they committed to you, but they probably definitely texting about at least 4 or 5 other chicks. Like, not even, may not even be meeting with them or anything, but just like they need that ego boost. Okay, like it makes them feel good to be wanted and desired. Okay, so if you can't deal with a player, don't get with a wand, don't get with a fire sign. Okay, because they're usually going to get noticed when they go out. They're usually going to be the type of energy that many people want and desire them. And a Knight of Wands hasn't really mastered how to handle that just yet. Okay, so just FYI, if you're going for the Knight of Wands, that is what you can expect. Okay, moving on. Okay, y'all, now let's get into the Queen of Swords and Cups and Pentacles and Wands before we go ahead and head over to the Kings. Okay, so let's talk about the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups has self-love. That is one thing that she has a very good grasp on, is the love of self. So she's not out here like begging people for love. She is very nurturing. She's very compassionate. This would probably be the best uh, lower level representation of a woman in her divine feminine energy or her femininity. Like, she's definitely figured out what her vein of femininity is, but she may still be like trying to get deeper into that resolve of that being who she is, you know? So she's a good sense of self, but she's still trying to like figure out how to navigate relationships, because she can be the type to sometimes be over giving, especially if she's a Queen of Cups that's in the reverse. She may be over giving. She may not have good boundaries. The Queen of Cups, like, she has boundaries, but you know, she can be generous with her time and with her emotional availability to the people around her and the people that she loves, right? So she's definitely working on being more balanced, more grounded, more centered, having that balance of masculine and divine feminine energy. So masculine and feminine energy. But the Queen of Cups, you know, she has a better grasp on her emotions. So you can talk to her. She's actually somebody that you can come and talk to and get good solid advice. Like, she's good at listening, because she's compassionate. She's mastered that. Well, I won't say she's mastered, but she has a much higher grasp of emotional intelligence than your knight or your page, right? So with the Queen of Cups, she also is better at being a team player. Like, she's better at cooperation. She enjoys harmony. The Queen of Cups will really help build you up emotionally. Like, this is the person that is going to pour into you and love on you to the point of that helps you love yourself. So you want to be very emotionally aware. You want to have good conflict resolution skills, because they have good conflict resolution skills. But the Queen of Cups may be a tad more sensitive than the other queens, because remember, she's a water sign. Water signs are a tad more emotional and illogical. So she may have that trait to kind of, how can I say this? The Queen of Cups, she can kind of be emotionally like draining, I to a degree, if she's not like self-actualized and self-aware, you know. But she has the capacity. That's the thing. It's like the Queen of Cups has the capacity to pour into others because she has taken the time to have an overflow of her own love for herself. So the Queen of Cups is good for somebody that needs somebody that is very patient with them. Like, if they're still growing, they're still going through things, the Queen of Cups is going to be somebody that will help you grow through those things and won't make you feel bad about that. Like, they'll really be a good emotionally supportive partner if you need that. So if you need emotional support and like help and growth in that area, the Queen of Cups would be a good partner for you. Now, everybody knows, if you're familiar with tarot at all, that the Queen of Swords is known as the Ice Queen. Okay, ice, ice, baby. Her and her counterpart, the King of Swords. They are very, again, logical. They're very tactical. Like, she's a planner, okay? So it's like, we ain't gonna be doing no spontaneous shit. I need to know what's going on, okay? Like, ain't gonna be no, it's a dress on the bed and pick me up, and you say you're gonna pick me up at 8 o'clock. Pick me up at 8 o'clock for what? What are we doing? And is it cutting into my plans that I had for today? Or, you know, is this going to help me grow and expand my mind? Is this going to give me more tools and things to put in my toolbox or upgrade my skill set? Because she's always wanting to be better. Like Queen of Swords, they care a lot about growth and personal development and evolution, right? And Aquarius, which is what we are in right now with the age of Aquarius, cares about progression. They care about evolution. They care about revolution. And they care about the thing about the Queen of Swords is she's gonna let you be yourself, because she's damn sure going to be herself. Okay, that's one thing about a Queen of Swords you ain't got to worry about. She gonna be herself. Okay, and if you are standing in the way of something that is going to get her towards whatever goal or future or aspiration that she has in mind, she will cut your ass. Okay, so that's one thing about the Queen of Swords. You don't want to play with her. She's very fair. You know, she's not going to do anything unjustified, but she's still going to protect her best interests at the end of the day. Okay, so Queen of Swords, you're going to have to be okay with being more emotionally detached in a relationship. Like, you're going to have to be okay with being like, not sharing your feelings and expressing your emotions, like, and then being reacting and responding and being like understanding to that. Okay, like they are a little bit more on the emotionally like unavailable, closed off, detached side. So this is not going to be the partner that you want to have if you're somebody that needs emotional stability and the expression of emotion. That's not the Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, that's the Queen of Cups. That's not the Queen of Swords. Okay, but if you want like a team player and somebody that's gonna help push you towards your goals and is a go-getter and is very ambitious, the Queen of Swords is gonna help you. So she can definitely help you develop a tactical plan to get to where you want to go. But as far as like y'all being cuddled up every night on the couch together, professing your love to each other, baby, that is not a Queen of Swords. Okay, so just understand that's just not who she is. Okay, she's gonna help push your life forward, but in a more logical, strategical way. Not in a we loving each other through everything. Queen of Swords don't do struggle love, baby. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. She don't do struggle love. You better come to her with some something. Even if it's just like, I'm a budding software engineer, I'm just getting started in my career, but I have the projection to become, you know, a tech mogul or whatever it is, cool, then she can work with you. But if you not even if you not starting out at like 80K, like, don't come to the Queen of Swords. She's not, what's she gonna do with that? She can't do anything with that. So make sure you've got your coins together. Make sure that you are a little bit higher in your studies and your education if you're gonna come after a Queen of Swords. Okay. Now, moving on to the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, this is, I like to call her Miss Moneybags, okay? Because she is the queen with the bag, okay? She is the woman that has, you know, grown up her businesses. Her businesses are more mature, they're more successful. She might be, you know, the person that's making a cool 5 or 6 figures, and she's got some resources that she can dole out. Okay, so she is the one, like the mother matriarch that takes care of the community. Like, I like to think of her as the community mother. Okay, so remember, earth signs want to take care of themselves and the other people around them that they love and that they hold dear to them. So the Queen of Swords, I'm sorry, not the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles is going to be like the queen that you could ask for money and she'll give it to you. But she gonna expect it back though. So don't go out here. You might be able to get money from the Queen of Cups and not expect that shit back. But a Queen of Pentacles, baby, no, she want her money back, okay? Most of the time. Unless you're like her child. And even with her child, it's going to be a learning lesson, okay? It's not going to be just like them giving you things and not expecting some ROI. They are very like ROI oriented because that's how they build their business, right? They have good business acumen. They're very business savvy. She could also, know how to help others with increasing their finances, their material wealth, and advancing in their career. I would say Queen of Cups is probably like a C-suite executive. She in that area, okay? She's been in business at least a cool like 4 to 7 years. Okay, so that's the energy and the flavor of a Queen of Pentacles. You want to be a little bit more established if you are coming to talk to the Queen of Pentacles, because she got her shit together. So she expects you to have your shit together, okay? If you don't have your shit together, stay at the page and night level for a while. But once you get a little bit more established, then you can come talk to her. She's more like kings and emperors is what she prefers, okay? And that's the thing about when we talk about the hierarchy, an empress can come down to a queen or a king level, an emperor can come down to, get a queen, because they have enough self-actualization to help evolve and raise that person up to their status. But you have to be careful when you're going to, go after somebody that is higher in the chain than you are, because they're going to force you to grow and you're not going to be the same person. But anyway, we're not there yet. Focusing on the Queen of Pentacles, again, if you are not established, leave her where she at, because she will hurt your feelings. Okay, if you are not established, she'll tell you about yourself and be like, you are a broke ass, bum ass person, and I can't fuck with you until you get some coins. So just make sure your finances are in order when you're approaching a Queen of Pentacles. Just saying. And last but certainly never ever least, we have the Queen of Wands, who I like to call her she's a little bit of a party girl still, as far as her vibe is concerned, but she is much more established in her network. So Queen of Wands is somebody that is very resourceful. If you need something, that she probably knows somebody that can get it for you, and she will give you the information for that person or plug you herself. She is very like sexy. She's very flirty. I like to think of her as like the vixen, the seductress of all of the queens, because, she's going to be the one that lights you up. Like, she's gonna be the woman that inspires you, that gets you fired up for your dreams, and is like going to get you motivated to go out and go do whatever you need to do to be whoever it is that you want to be. The Queen of Wands, though, and the King of Wands can be seen as like the player and the playerette of the court suit cards, because they are so easy to like. It's easy to talk to them. They're very magnetic. They're very alluring. They're very charming. And because of that, people can take that kind of the wrong way, thinking that they ask for that and like they want to be the center of attention. Like, baby, look at the Queen of Wands. Does she look like she pressed? Does she look like she's fighting for attention? Does she look like she is left off bad and bougie? Not the Queen of Wands. Okay, she's gonna be a little bit harder to pin down because she is so far along in her self-evolution that, like, if you have not done any work to where you can teach her something, where you can help her network expand, you can bring some resources to her, you have a solid idea that you think that she can help you get off the ground, like, you got to come with some resources for the Queen of Wands, okay? Because, like, she is the expander, like, she is the multiplier. She will help you with expanding whatever your passion and your idea is. Yeah, and with that being said, again, you can't approach any of the queens without something. So if you don't have anything, keep your ass at the page and the night level till you get some shit. Once you get some shit, then you can come fuck with some of the queens and, whatever, however they personalities and, their desires and things help you, or like, you resonate with. But again, don't come to her if you don't got nothing. She has worked too hard to build her empire and her resources for you to be a leech. Okay, they don't do well. Like, they're very big hearted. They love adventure. She's probably travel bae too. So if you like to travel, get you a Queen of Wands, because she is y'all gonna live your best life. You're gonna have the best time. And it's just gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be an experience. Okay, so this is more of your adventure travel bae too. So yeah, if you don't like to travel, you're a homebody, or you're boring, do not come for the Queen of Wands, because she's gonna send you right back where you came from. Okay, and that's that. Now we've got two more levels. Oh no, wait, we've got the King of. Let me stop. We got the Kings. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. Okay, here we go. So the Kings of the court cards. Now, as far as the suits are concerned, like the court cards, because court cards are pages, knights, queens, and kings. This is, the kings are the highest level. Okay, they are emotional mastery, they are legacy money, they are, the president of the social club, they are, the genius status. Okay, so King of Cups, we're talking about somebody that he's the person that, like, don't even have to try to make you feel safe. Like, he is so evolved in his emotions, his emotional, like, intelligence, his capacity to hold space and to understand what needs to be done in order to keep a woman in her feminine energy. He's the master of that. Okay, so this is the man that knows how to make you feel safe and heard and valued and appreciated. And he also knows how to be stern with you, be firm with you, and get you to have that level of respect for him and what he brings to the table, especially emotionally. Okay, so if you're looking for somebody that is going to listen to understand, he's going to be solution oriented as far as when he presents ideas. If you're looking for somebody that will do those couple, like, games with you, as far as wanting to get to know you better, they have those romance card games and things like that. He's gonna be the one that's like, hell yeah, baby, let's do that. I want to get to know you on a deeper level. It's giving like Venus and Scorpio is what it's giving. Okay, so, and Scorpios are water signs, so just know that do not get with a King of Cups if you are not prepared to stretch or be stretched emotionally to really expand the depth of your emotional expression, because he's really going to give you that safe space to be wrong. He's going to give you that safe space to light up and be your most authentic, silly, goofy self, because he loves seeing that part of you. He's going to give you the safety to express all of your emotions and know how to hold them dearly and make you feel loved and like you can be your authentic self from that perspective. But on the flip side, they are master manipulators. So if you are not intact in your soul, do not fuck with a King of Cups, baby, because they will use that manipulation to get you to bend to their will and do whatever it is that they need you to do. Okay, they are the type that can be very like possessive. That's another thing, is a King of Cups, baby, he's gonna be possessive. Okay, because it comes from different places depending on the sign, but it can range from things like he's just very protective of the things that he loves and holds dear to him, and you are one of those things. So you are what he considers his possession. Like, he wants to keep you safe, he wants to take care of you, and doing that, he'll do that by any means necessary. Okay, so this is the person that is going to want you to turn your location on your phone so they can know where you are at all times in case they need to spring into action and come get your ass. Okay, this is the person that, like, wants to know where you're going and who you're going with and what time you're gonna be back, and getting very deep into the details of of that so they can keep you safe. Again, for them, it's all about providing safety and security. And they do that, they can do that, like I said, by manipulating your emotions. So be careful if you come to a King of Cups that isn't self actualized. They may have mastered their own emotions, but they don't know how to um, navigate the emotional field of others' emotions. They may turn to something like manipulation, gaslighting, blame shifting, those sorts of things. Um, I think all kings have the potential to be narcissistic. So any king can be narcissistic if they're not self actualized, like I said. But the King of Cups, if you want an emotionally safe space, baby, he is here for you. Okay. Now, just like my ice queen, we have the ice king here, baby. Okay, so don't come to this man with no emotional drama, because he is not saving for your mama. Okay, the King of Swords is going to be the one to handle business. Okay, like if you have a legal problem, baby, he's gonna get it all the way together. Okay, he's gonna hire the lawyer. He's going to do the research and provide a solution, like you should do this because, X, Y, and Z. So he's very solution based and oriented. So if you need somebody that's good at making decisions, somebody that's good at like planning life things, then the King of Swords is going to get you right. Okay. But also with the King of Swords, you can fall into that category again of emotional availability. Like they've been building their intelligences, they didn't have time to build their emotions too. Okay, it was kind of like either or, and they chose to build their IQ instead of their EQ. And so they can be fiercely intelligent. I'm talking about like genius level status. Like this is like the Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates level of intelligence, like building. Well, they would still be considered more of like King of Pentacles because of their ability to build an empire. But just from a intelligence standpoint, you would think of like a Steve Jobs as well. Steve Jobs, the creator of Apple, he was very intellectually minded, and then he had all the people that carried those things out, but he's the visionary. And that's what I can say is I feel that a lot of King of Swords are visionaries, like they are the people that are thinking about the micro and the macro of things, but they also tend to be worriers. Okay, they are more on the pessimistic side than other kings in the suit. They are going to be the person to nitpick everything within your plan apart, because they do it from a space of love, to be like, hey, this is where there are holes in your plan, and so you might want to work that out. But it doesn't always come off that way. So be mindful of that like they will be probably hypercritical sometimes, because again, they're doing it because they're like, I want you to be the best that you can be, and I see ways that you can be better, so let's talk about this. But they still have their moments where they're very fun, they're very free spirited. They will potentially probably be okay with being on the go with you and traveling, or like being a little bit more spontaneous, because they are air, so they're fine with kind of being all over the place. They could also be a good adventure buddy from that sense, but they also are very independent and need a lot of space. So understand, King of Swords gonna have a life, baby. You gonna be a part of their life, but they gonna have their own life always, still, no matter who they with. So if being like hyper clung to your partner is important to you, do not get with a King of Cups. King of Swords. King of Cups will be for that, but not a King of Swords. Okay, so understand that as well when you're navigating a King of Swords person. Next, we have Mr. Moneybags, the King of Pentacles. But baby, this is not no regular money. I'm talking about, this is legacy money. Okay, this is your old sugar daddy, mogul, got multiple businesses, franchises. Okay, I'm talking about Bentleys, Rolls Royces, vacation homes and things. This is Mr. Legacy. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is like a master at business. He is very stable, he's very established, and he's got the resources to take care of his family and a whole damn community and a compound if he chooses. Okay, so he is that Page of Pentacles that grew, that just kept pressing in his career and doing what he needed to do. And so now he has the resources to be generous. Maybe your Page of Pentacles wanted to be generous back in the day, but they didn't have the resources. Now he does. So King of Pentacles, as long as it fits within the budget, will be very generous with their loved ones. Or if you have them so in your hand, because you can get a earth sign to spin and blow that money, baby. They just have to really be invested in you and have to really love you and care about you. But if you can do that, they will give you everything. I'm talking about, I had a Virgo ex that when we first met, that man was cash apping me money. He would, and they're very thoughtful. They are the type of they're thoughtful romantic. So they may not do romantic things all the time, but they're going to put thought into the romance that they do provide, and you're going to feel it. You're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it because they're very observant as well. So they're like, my Virgo ex was the type to where he would, look at the types of groceries that I ordered and randomly send me an Instacart order to keep groceries in my house. He would send me random flower and edible arrangements with my favorite flowers or my favorite chocolate covered strawberries because he knew those things about me. So they will be very observant, and they will pour into you. They will invest in you. That's one thing about a King of Pentacles too. If he sees that you will be a good addition to his portfolio and his legacy, he will invest in you and help you get where you want to go. Okay, so a King of Pentacles is good for a sugar baby. Okay. They are good for women that are legacy minded, that are wealth minded. He's probably like a financial advisor. He could be in entrepreneurship and done very well for himself. So he's definitely the businessman. So if you're looking, but I will say he ain't gonna have a lot of time. He ain't gonna have a lot of time because he out here making money. Okay, so again, if you need a lot of attention, do not get with a King of Pentacles because they are not gonna give it to you. They are out building the legacy, baby. Okay, so just understand, if you want a legacy minded man, get you a King of Pentacles. Okay. Lastly, but never ever least, we have the King of Wands, the player of all of the kings. But he is the most charming. He's the most he will draw you in with just the way that he looks at you and the way that he flirts with you. Like, these are the kind of men that make you feel like you're the only one in the room. Like, he has mastered the art of charisma. And so again, he has a very large network. Fire signs do tend to know a lot of people, or a lot of people know them. So he's gonna be the party promoter that now is on the other side of that, and is throwing parties for celebrities, or able to get you into sporting events and things like that. Like, his network has really grown, and he ain't no little boy no more. Okay. Same thing with if he's an actor, he's probably at that Denzel Washington, Idris Elba level. He is very good at what he does because he spent that time mastering his craft. That's one thing about the artist that is now, maybe he was drawing maybe he was an art teacher, but now he's a commissioned artist, or he's doing museum exhibits or things like that. So he's at that level. And he is the type of person to where he is still very passionate. He's still very compassionate, and he's gonna love you down, and he's gonna dick you down too. Okay. King of Wands have good dick. Okay. So they, depending on the type of King of Wand they may also have a high sex drive. That's one thing I didn't talk about, is the sex drive of each of these. I can't think of everything, y'all. There's so much that I have to tell you guys, but let's stay on topic right now. But King of Wands is a very high sex drive, and they can also sometimes be the king that still is polygamous, or has multiple partners, or is fine with open relationships, or ethically monogamous, or non-monogamous, or whatever it is. They're gonna be the person that will take you to a sex club and not think anything of it, because that's just part of their realm. That's just part of what they do. They like introducing you to new things. So if you want some spice in your life, you want some variety, somebody that's going to expand you sensually, sexually, then definitely a King of Wands can do that as well. But understand that they still may not be very fiscally responsible. They definitely are still blowing money like it's water. Okay, fire signs, that's just how they are. We don't live for tomorrow. Okay, we live for today. Okay, but he's always somehow going to have money coming to him. Like, he may not work as hard as the King of Pentacles, but somehow he still got like King of Pentacles money. I don't know. That's just the King of Wands, baby. Okay, just so you know. Now we have two more levels to go. So let's talk about the Emperor and the Empress. So these are the level above kings and queens. It's because they embody all of the qualities and characteristics of each of their respective kings and queens. And the thing about, so let's talk about the Empress. The Empress is the type of woman to where, like, she knows what she wants, but she also knows that she doesn't have to do anything to get it. She is very, very sure of, confident, secure in knowing that anything that she wants, she already has. And so she just sits on her throne and waits for it to come to her. She is very abundant. Like, she has mastered abundance and manifestation on a level that the queens have not reached or gotten to just yet. She is known as the fertile one. So, if she's popping up in a reading, it's because you're about to have a baby, or somebody is pregnant, or fertility, depending on if it's in the upright or reverse position, could be a thing. So, this is the woman that knows that she's going to be taken care of. And she's also very creative. She is the one that, like, that's how she creates money, is she just creates it out of thin air. She has all these ideas, but not only does she have the idea, she knows how to execute on that plan and on that idea. So the Empress is like the ultimate creatrix. And once you have, like, mastered that level, then you have no other level to go to but the High Priestess, because it's like you've mastered your finances, your physicality, your emotionality, your social status, you're good. Like, she has everything that she needs. So she has time to delve into the esoteric, into the occult knowledge, and raise her vibration to that High Priestess status. So this is, yeah, I would say, the woman that is self-actualized enough to where she is self-sustained. And so now she's freed up her time to be able to enjoy her life. Like, she is the soft life queen. Okay, it's not an era for the Empress. Her life is a soft life. Okay, so if you're trying to get to a soft life, you need to embody that Empress energy more. Okay, as for the Emperor, he is like the Empress's counterpart. He's very stable, he's very secure, he's taken care of. All of the people, all of his loved ones, his community, they are taken care of as well. And he is the person that has those leadership skills to lead a nation. He's like a mayor, or, a senator, or, is giving president. So it's like that status of being so self-mastered and actualized that now it's like a Barack Obama. Think of the Emperor as Barack. Okay, he has the charisma to get you to believe in his idea, but he also has the business acumen and the skills to back it up. Now, we know Obama didn't always make the best decisions, but how could he? If you're in charge of millions of people, somebody gonna be mad at the decision that you make, because he's got to think about the majority. So the thing about the Emperor, you have to be careful with not getting into Hitler status, like dictatorship of, like, it's my way or the highway, no matter if it's good for the collective or not. A self-actualized Emperor always thinks about what's best for the collective, not just themselves. So, if you are able to get with an emperor, understand that your life is going to be pretty extraordinary, but you're also going to be asked and burdened with being a lot as their counterpart. Like Michelle is her own, like, yes, think of this as Barack and Michelle Obama. Okay, yes, Barack is the man, but Michelle holds her own and has her own things that she has going on, but together they are a power couple. Okay, so this is the status that you reach when you get to that Barack and Michelle Obama level with the emperor and the empress. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have my favorite card, the High Priestess, and we have the Hierophant. Now, the thing about the High Priestess is she is that intuitive. She is that person that like knows you better than you know yourself. She is the person that plays between the 3D and the 5D. She is well versed with, you know, the things that are beyond the veil, as they say. But the thing about the high priestess is she can have a hard time with being in the earthly realm because she's done so much work in the 5D that like sometimes she feels above even the collective. Like if anything, the high priestess is like, I'm exhausted because I'm trying to guide and raise all you motherfuckers' consciousness, and you guys are exhausting me because you guys aren't listening to me, you know? So she can have this mysterious air about her of knowledge that you don't have and that you want, though. Like she is, again, very self-confident. She's very self-assured, very self-actualized in knowing that she knows what she's talking about, and that can potentially come off as pretentious or self-righteous. So she and the Hierophant have to do that fine balancing of not being know-it-alls or not feeling like they can have anybody teach them anything because their job is to teach and guide the collective, right? It's also very hard for high priestesses and hierophants to date because they've reached such a high level of status that many people are not going to be willing to do the work that it takes and requires to be their partner. Think about the high priestesses. You have to understand that for her, the relationship is never going to be the highest priority unless it's a part of her divine purpose. High priestess is very purpose oriented. So she does not necessarily go looking for a divine union. She just has a lot of people that come into her vibration because of how expansive her aura is and what her mission is. So don't take it personal if you know you can't handle being with a high priestess. It's a lot, okay? And it is something that is going to stretch you and pull you, and you are going to think about love and relationships and sex in ways that you never wanted to. Okay, so be very mindful as a man going after a high priestess, because no matter what level that you're at, if you're not also at that hierophant level, she is going to help you awaken, or she's going to throw you back because you're not ready to awaken, and she can't be with you if you're not awakened and on that level of knowing how to move within the 5D as well. Okay, and so then, like I said, to go along with that, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, whenever you see the Hierophant come out in tarot, it's about marriage, it's about commitment, it's about a contract. So the Hierophant is that like priest, like he is like the Pope, you know, he is at the top of the spiritual food chain. Like he is a master of energy. He is a master of occult knowledge and esoteric knowledge to where he's enamoring. Like it's almost like this cult like feeling when you're with him or around him, of all these people want to follow him and be in his presence because of the magnitude of his energy and his aura and his vibration. And so it can be hard, and that's why, again, I think that a lot of popes are single as well. Is it's a lot of responsibility for the partner to be with somebody that is so that level of spirituality, because it is such a pure level of spirituality. You know, there's they high priests and high priestesses and hierophants aren't really for low vibrational, low energy type of shit. It's for them, it feels very like distasteful. They're like, oh, are we still doing this? Like some, you know, that are still going through their growth phases have that feeling, but then you also have the hierophants that have self-actualized past that point, and they know that, like, you know, we're all just souls having a human experience, and so they let people be who they are, and so you feel very comfortable relating to this person. And so they can draw you in that way and get you to be infatuated with them in that way as well. So you have to be careful of not getting to a level of like obsession with these people because of like how magnetic they are, but also how wise and just magnanimous these types of individuals can be. Okay, guys, I thought that I was gonna have time to talk about the relationship dynamics of all of these cards and how they intermingle with each other in this video, but this video is already like hella long, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop there, and I want you to come back for part 2 where we talk about how these cards interact with one another at certain levels, and when they start intermingling, like what happens when you get a King of Swords with a Queen of Wands and things of that nature. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, drop it in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts and how you feel about my descriptions of each of these cards. If you also enjoyed this, make sure that you like, share, comment, and click that subscribe button so you always get notified when I drop new videos. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Happy Valentine's Day, or whatever day it is that you watch this. I hope that you love yourself, that you love others, and feel free to sip on this. Peace.